Hey all, how are we doing? I am coming to you live tonight because maybe I want a midnight snack. Or, no, actually, I wanted to use today's live video as a way to do just a little bit of sauce meal prep for tomorrow, actually. And also, I want to try it ahead of time to make sure it'll be good for dinner. Alright, so I am actually going to tackle carbonara sauce today. So after doing some research, because it was one that I know I've had before, and I know I like, but I've never made it. So I wanted to see a little bit about what different recipes look like, what the flavor profiles were supposed to be, and then basically how to sub in some ingredients to make it better. So, I'm starting with, I pre-mixed this right here. All this is basically 1 yogurt cup, plain Greek yogurt. Wait, did I do Greek? No. I did plain low-fat yogurt. Just boring, okay? The boring yogurt you wouldn't use for anything else, like for eating. Use it for cooking instead. And 1 egg, because there's supposed to be egg in it. So, I got this off to the side. Now, when you're making carbonara sauce, you're usually supposed to, fry up some pancetta or some bacon pieces. I wanted to do this the easy route, and I am going to fry up some bacon bits. So, I'm going to start with about a teaspoon of olive oil. Okay, get that warm, just to help it draw out some of the flavor and some of the fat. Okay, and then in here is pre-measured 2 tablespoons of bacon bits. So I'm just going to let that coat the bottom. You can see I'm doing this in 1 pan. I'm actually not using a frying pan for this. I'm using my trusty stainless steel pot. So, and that was already hot, so I'm just going to put that in there. Okay, that's all set. In the garbage you go. Get rid of that. Alright, so I am going to use this little metal turner thing just to kind of get it warm, get it mixed up, let it pretend that it's fried up bacon, and actually really just to kind of give it an extra dose of freshness. Yeah, actually it smells really good. It smells like I'm cooking bacon, so I'm not really going to notice too much of a difference. Yeah. Oh yeah, that smells good. I'm sure pancetta would make it even better, but I'm going for quick, I'm going for easy, I'm going for a certain flavor profile. Big flavor, so that you don't notice the corners you cut. Because a lot of people are like, well, of course it tastes good. It's got all those extra calories. I want to disprove that once and for all. So we're going to try it today with carbonara sauce, for those of you who are just joining us. Alright. So, got that in there. I'm thinking there probably should be more, but again, I'm going for something a little bit more locale. Alright. Got my spatula here. Okay, so now that tastes like freshly cooked bacon, I didn't eat any, now that it smells like freshly cooked bacon, I'm going to put these sauce ingredients in there. So again, this is the egg and the cup of yogurt. I'm going to cut down that heat a little bit in there too, because it's jumping. Alright, put that down to a really low heat. Okay. Very good. Oh yeah, that's going to do just fine. Okay, now I am also going to measure out 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, because there's definitely supposed to be Parmesan in here. So 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. I'm going to let that cook down a little bit. Again, I'm still using this. This seems to be an efficient way to turn. Wire whisk would probably work fine too, but then it's always a pain to clean it off, the extra stuff all off. It's a pretty good looking consistency so far. Definitely has that creamy consistency you would look for. But, of course, since I used a raw egg in here, I'm going to want to make sure that I am cooking this thoroughly. Okay, so while that is starting to really warm up, I am going to put in a little bit of basil. Now, I'm not huge into basil. It is not one of my favorite spices, but I saw a few recipes where it seemed like it was one of the only actual spices used. And I do plan on using just a little bit of garlic in there too. Not a whole lot, mainly because I like it. Not all the recipes I saw actually had garlic in there. but I feel like I want it in there for good measure, okay? So, for the garlic, I'm just going to do a little sprinkle. Okay, so let's zoom in so you can see how much I actually put in there. Okay, that's it, little sprinkle. And after eating the rest of that hollandaise sauce that I did last week, I actually thought I could have done a little less garlic. I liked the rest of it though. Like, that's a recipe I'm going to make again. I was so satisfied with that. Scott tried it too, he liked it. Definitely more of an upgraded version. Okay, so now for the basil. So I'm thinking for this, I'm going to go with like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. I was thinking about it a little bit. I smelled it, I wanted to see how potent it was. I don't know how old it is. I actually was going to use fresh basil, right? So I go out to the herb garden. I didn't get out there fast enough. It died. It was going to be one of the only herbs I was actually going to preserve this year. I was going to use this year as my year to let the vegetation just die back and, I don't want to say fertilize the soil, but like replenish the soil with nutrients. It's good to do that with herb gardens every few years. So this would be my first year doing that for that particular garden. So anyways, so yeah, this is dry basil. I'm going to go with a 1/4 teaspoon, if I can find my measuring spoons. I need to be prepared. I'll have them right in front of me. Okay, I can tell it's been a long day. Alright, here we go. That's okay. Turn this up here. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. Okay. Okay, 1/4 teaspoon. That should be fine. I feel like I don't want a whole lot of the basil flavor, so that'll be good. Okay. Okay. Now, there's only a couple more ingredients I'm actually going to put into this, and that's going to be salt and pepper, but I kind of don't want to do that yet. I think I want to wait on the salt and pepper until I start doing the taste test. So, turn the heat up just a little bit since I am giving it my full attention now. Sides here, do some scraping. So, while we are waiting for this to cook up, I did some math. Yeah, because if we're trying to make this extremely unhealthy sauce healthier again, you're entitled to know what the end numbers are going to be. So, let me get that. Okay, so, for this entire concoction here, which I am going to actually turn down just a little bit, because it is starting to go. Okay, so I put in 1 yogurt cup, plain yogurt, low fat. It is 90 calories, okay? I put in the 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, 90 calories. I put in tablespoons of bacon bits, which is the great value, like real bacon bits. I don't like using imitation anything. 60 calories. Spices, 0. Don't track them. And then 1 egg, and that would be like 78 calories or however much your egg is. And then the olive oil that I put in 1 teaspoon was 40 calories. So, basically you add all that together. For this entire thing of sauce, we have 358 calories. So, I didn't really want to cut corners anymore. I considered leaving out the egg. That would subtract the 78 calories, or however much your egg is that you put in. Sure, that would make it go down to, a little under 300. 280 then. So, I mean, that's okay, but you also lose some of the volume too, because the egg is going to add quantity. This is meant to split with somebody. This is meant for more than one meal. So, basically, what I'm going to do is hope that it spreads out really well. So, what I did is I put together a snack, broccoli with some actually leftover onions and parsley that I had from other things, and I'm actually going to see how it spreads over the broccoli. I feel like with a vegetable that's as textured with broccoli and as neutral flavored, though of course the stuff I put in there was not so neutral flavor, I might actually sift that out because I want a more authentic flavor. One moment. I didn't think this through. That's okay, I got another container here, no big deal. Okay, I think I hear bubbles happening over there. Okay, yeah, we got very little green onion and parsley left. Great, that should be just fine. Okay, give this a little turn. Okay, sort of looking like it's chunking a little bit. But that also means that the egg is cooked. It's gotta be. Okay, so, okay. Alright, I'm going to use a fondue skewer for this. Okay, let that cool off a moment here. Oops, that didn't work. Oh, ooh, that's good. Well, I can tell you what it doesn't need. It doesn't need salt. I wouldn't call it salty, but I would say it's got enough salt to hold its own. It does need a little bit of pepper. And I put in just a hair. Pepper to taste. Everybody's got their own favorite quantities of, you know, how much pepper to use on stuff. I like very, very little. Okay, let's try that. Oh my god, that's really, really good. Wow. I dare say that rivals my Alfredo, and I'm, like, really proud of my Alfredo sauce. Okay, cool. So, I did get the heat there, so, okay. Alright. I'm questioning the consistency just a little bit. I wonder if I could have gotten away with less time, but it's a really nice thickness. See that? Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so, spoon here that I used for something else. Okay. Alright. Put a little bit of this on my broccoli. So, anyways, I gave you what the whole recipe was worth. So, so this probably came to about a cup and a half worth of material. So, if you commit yourself to like a half of a cup of sauce, which, especially if it spreads well, might actually be a lot. So, the goal is for sauces to allow yourself about 100 calories or less for sauce, because that's really not a very guilty thing for such a filling, heavy, and satisfying food. You know, it's almost like a guilty pleasure type food. So allow yourself those 100 calories guilt-free, okay? Alright, for me, I am just going to have a couple of teaspoons. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's really good. This was an excellent suggestion. I can't remember how many people suggested this on the sauce post I made, but, yeah, that's, this was a good one to try. I do plan on doing, like, I think a blush sauce next. I was actually thinking of doing that one next, but I was like, no, I think I want to attempt the one I don't know much about. Okay, so I am mixing this in. I don't like things very heavily sauced, so those 2 teaspoons covered it okay, I guess. Okay, let's try. It's a big flavor. Yep. This one's a good one. If anything, I might thin it out. Maybe with a little almond milk. Probably just a tablespoon. So I'm going to put that in as like an option. Option to thin it out, add about a tablespoon of like a low-calorie milk. Yes, it'll add some calories, not many. And not many at all, because it's only a tablespoon. But it'll also add volume so you can spread it out, because it is a little bit thick. So in which case then, I would probably whisk it. So that's probably how I would improve this recipe. Hey, that's all the fun of live posting something you've never tried before. I mean, I've never even made carbonara sauce before, and, like, I'm super satisfied with most of the aspects of it. So, like, yeah. Yeah, this is good. Okay, so I'm going to end this video for now. I'm going to post in the comments in a moment once I'm done enjoying my snack here, the recipe that I did, and then I'm going to put down my suggestions, like if I were to make it again, this is what I would do differently. Okay, so give this one a try. I would say it's pretty good. Alright, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Talk to you later.